West Virginia. There is a reason why we're playing this music. That's a good tune. Country Road, West Virginia. Alright. Welcome. Guys, there is a reason why we're playing Country Road, West Virginia. Hence why I'm wearing this lovely scarf provided by Llyod today. Welcome to the ASM Scholarships show. It's your host Chris O'Dowd, founder of ASM Scholarships, and today I'm joined by team member Llyod from Wales.
How you doing, guys?
Good stuff, mate. So you are a NCAA champion.
Yeah, indeed.
And you went to University of Charleston, West Virginia, hence why I'm playing the West Virginia music. We're going to be talking today about soccer scholarships, you winning the lovely NCAA Division II soccer title. There you go, mate, it's yours. You should showcase it off. Hence why he's also got the championship ring. So we're going to discuss how Llyod did his process, coming from England on a soccer recruit to winning the championships, what that was like. And if you've got soccer questions or any types of scholarship questions, so you're watching our Instagram live feed as we do this live, please type away. I can see the feed right here, so just send them through. If you're watching this YouTube, please subscribe. We have lots of good videos on our YouTube channel. Anyway, let's get right to it. So you're from Wales. Whereabouts in Wales are you from?
Swansea, Wales.
Swansea, Wales. And so you grew up playing soccer there, right? As we call it, football back home.
Yeah, so grassroots football.
Yeah.
I was in and out of academy setups, whether it was like Welsh League teams or stuff like that. But yeah, mainly for me, it was just grassroots football. Started off at a very young age.
Yeah.
I can't even remember how old I was when I started. But yeah, so soccer's always been the thing for me. As I progressed, I got into more of a bigger, more professional setup as such.
Right. Well, how high did you get to in the UK system?
So I was playing just Welsh League. It's one of the top divisions in Wales.
Right.
But I was also playing college, college soccer, which is just a step before university.
Yeah. UK college.
Yeah, UK college. My team we were playing in the English League. We were the best college in Wales. So it was kind of like university in the US, for instance, looking back at it.
Right.
We'd practice like 4 or 5 times a week.
Right.
And then we'd be travelling. I think the furthest game I went to was like Newcastle.
Right.
We were just playing the top teams. Got into the British Cup semi-final, lost. I've won the Welsh Cup about 3 times. So
you were playing at a high standard in the UK.
Yeah.
So that's hence why you got into a Division II school.
Yeah. So first of all, I was actually at NAIA school.
Are you at NAIA? Cool.
Yeah. So
let's talk about that. So what made you want to go to America? Versus maybe going to a youth academy in the UK, making it pro. What happened?
So ideally for me, it was I was in talks with my parents. My next step was going to be university. Education for my mum and dad was important.
Yeah.
Like it is for a lot of people. So for me, it was university, and finding that university was the hard part for me.
Yeah.
Growing up, my grades weren't top. I wasn't an A student by all means.
C's.
Yeah, I was just getting by in some subjects. I was just getting by. Because obviously my main focus was soccer, and
which is normal for most soccer players. It's normally C grades.
Yeah, so that was my main focus. So I did have a little bit of issues deciding on where I could go and what kind of would offered me to go there. And then I was playing. I had a college game one day, and I had a meeting the following day with my coach, who asked me if the USA was a good option for me and if I wanted to look into it. I was 17 years old, didn't have a clue about USA, didn't know if I wanted to leave home, but I weighed up some options, and I thought that looking back at it now, I don't think I would have gone to university in the UK.
Right.
It's not really the lifestyle that I was kind of looking for.
Right.
I just wanted to be around soccer, and I thought if I was to go and play soccer in the UK, it wouldn't be, university doesn't offer like they do over here. So
you probably wouldn't have done uni if you
looking back at it, I don't think I would have.
So you chose to come to the States because you had the education, the soccer component. Were you also thinking about making an MLS when you came out?
Yeah, ideally, probably like a lot of young lads at the time.
Yeah.
All you want to do is go pro. And for me, that was why I wanted to, and then obviously I had to please my mum.
Right.
She wanted me to have something to fall back on.
Yeah. I've
got a lot of friends that are in professional setups that might not have that degree to fall back on if it doesn't work out. So for me, it was important that I was to keep playing and get a degree on the side.
So so let's say you went into the NAIA first, right? Which, if you guys are new to this, like the NAIA is a division, like an association. You get like the NCAA, junior college, and NAIA. It's like different associations. So you went to NAIA first, and then, which sounds weird because your level should be more like NCAA. So how did that? Like,
so obviously,
why do you start there? Because you relate to the process, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Right?
So a little bit through my recruiting process as well. Obviously, I had a few difficulties along the way. Yeah, so I kind of just, because I didn't really know much about, obviously like I said before, I didn't really know much about the US. I think I decided about, so the season started in August, I think I decided maybe start of June, end of May. I was quite late to it. And then, you know, I had a good connection with the assistant coach at the time, who was from Cardiff, so the city next to Swansea.
Right.
So, you know, I felt comfortable making that move, because obviously I'm going away from home, but you know there's still a part of home.
Right, someone's still there, you know.
So I did feel that was the right move. I was comfortable to go there.
Yeah.
So I spent my freshman year there. You know, I had a wicked time doing what, you know, freshmen do.
Yeah.
And then luckily I got the chance to speak with the University of Charleston coach, down in Stratford. He then, you know, we were in talks about me going to Charleston.
Was that because he saw you at an event?
So I was obviously looking to transfer because, you know, after my first year I thought, you know, I could progress after NAIA, but you know, I just wanted to. My goals were to go to NCAA from the start, but you know, NAIA I wasn't familiar with it, so that's why I went there. So yeah, obviously I got into talks with him. Flew down for a weekend to Charleston. You know, it's a town in the middle of, it's a city in the middle of West Virginia. You know, not much going on, but yeah, I don't know. I just fell in love with you know their soccer program and you know the facilities we had. I think they were number 3 or number 4 in the country at the time, so you know I couldn't really say no to that.
When you said at the time, did it go downhill when you joined?
No, we actually went.
Because you said
we actually went up.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's great. That's what I was hoping for.
Yeah, so my first year there, so my sophomore year, we went Final 4. We went to the final actually and lost.
Yeah.
My junior year, we were lucky enough to win it all.
Right.
And then
so the year before you won, you're already a top 4.
Yeah,
that's
so
awesome.
So we lost the final game against Wingate. That was in my first year at Charleston.
Right.
And then the second year I won it, and then last year we were Elite 8. So, you know, I've had a good experience, especially in, you know, tournament process and stuff at Charleston.
So after you finished university, did the pro stuff happen? Did you have anyone helping you?
I mean, there was a lot of, so there was about 8 or 9 of us that graduated.
Right.
Half of them could have been in December, and then the other half now just in May.
Yeah.
There was a few opportunities to go trial for like USL teams, so the opportunities were there. But you know, I found in my whole experience at Charleston, I think only one guy, when I was there, he went pro. Thomas, he's playing at Pittsburgh Riverhounds, the USL team.
Right.
He went to the draft. You know, he was picked top 3 midfielder in the draft in the combine.
Right.
Didn't get a draft pick.
It's tough.
To this day, I don't know if that was down to just being a D2 school in Charleston, West Virginia, or you know, if it was the ability. But you know, like spring season, we're playing against, you know, Akron.
Right.
We played Akron my first year and my second year. First year we lost 1-0. They had 7 lads go in the draft.
Really? Wow.
I think 5 of them were first round picks.
Right.
And then my second year we pumped them 4-2 at their place.
Right. So you beat them.
You know,
so the talent was there.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, I know it must come down to just being in the area that we were. You know, we didn't get much of a lock in.
Getting exposure. So these are 2 things I want to hit on now. That you heard Llyod's story and what he's done. Now he's doing his OPT with ASM. So he found out about us, came join the team, loved what we're doing. I want you to kind of like, through your experiences when you did this process, seeing like what you've seen, how we work as an agency, how we help. How do you feel like that would be valuable to soccer players or any athletes watching this?
So
from a recruitment standpoint, and then from the pro standpoint. Obviously, you're meeting Enoch tomorrow who runs the pro stuff. But you know who he is, who just joined us. But
so for me, the recruiting process at ASM, you know, one thing that I'm trying to reach out and trying to explain to people that I want to progress in the college system is, you know, like how well, you know, we look after them.
Yeah.
You know, we're there every step of the way here at ASM. We got boys that have goals, and you know, like I personally, if I'm on the phone to someone who's telling me, you know, that they want to go pro and they think they're good enough, my next step for them is to make sure that, you know, we're getting them that best place and
because you know how valuable that is.
Exactly. Like from my past experience, I felt like, you know, I might have wasted a little bit of time, you know, exploring my options.
Yeah.
But if I get some boys here that say I want to go pro, I'm going to look after them. I know you guys, you're going to look after them, whether it's golf or any other sport. But for me, for soccer, I think ASM does offer that.
How valuable do you think it is, like, you're going to meet with a knock tomorrow, but you know what he's doing on the program, to have someone who's played professionally, let's say Leeds United, living here now, working at MLS clubs, USL clubs? Do you feel like you had a knock support and like our program support when you were in college that would help you got probably further in the process?
Well, for sure. Like I've spoken to Joe, we were just going over we had a little look at the highlights, everyone's highlight reel. Joe, for instance, said that if I'd sent in my highlight reel 3 years ago, that I'd have just graduated from a Division 1 school.
Right.
And if that's an option that I had at the time, and I knew you've got ambassadors like a knock to help me in the long run, I think I could have potentially, who knows, I could have gone a bit further. I think it's the same to say with anyone that's playing top NCAA or NAIA soccer, that if you've got an ambassador like a knock, looking at your long term, I think if you're good enough to go pro, he's the guy that'll help you out for sure.
Do you feel that happens a lot, like when you're a college athlete, you're just hoping a lot of times people are going to come open doors for you?
I mean, a lot of times, a lot of colleges, the top programs,
top D1.
I think a lot of the athletes there are just hoping someone's just going to come to them instead of them going to anywhere else.
You got to be proactive.
Yeah, like at Charleston, we were playing with, I think it was about 6 ex-pros on the team.
Yeah.
One of the best teams in the nation, in fact, any division, and one of them went pro. Like a lot of them didn't have that exposure that the ambassadors here at ASM offer.
So we talked about your recruitment experience. You obviously became national champion. Now you're working OPT with us, for a year, and hopefully we're gonna have you stay with us. Would be great. But for athletes watching this, right, especially more soccer players now that are watching this, maybe from overseas, who are thinking about coming to the States, what is it like being an athlete as a soccer player every day at Division 2 program, or even an NAIA program?
Yeah.
How challenging is it compared to being, say, the level you played to, which was a high level in the UK? How much harder is it? What is it like on a day-to-day aspect?
I mean, there's good and bad things about that.
Let's start with the bad.
We'll start with the bad.
We'll get out of the way.
I mean, it depends what type of person you are and the type of player you are. The fact that you've got to practice every day is good in a way, but then you've got to get home from practice and do your homework. Like the social life for me in season,
it's not there.
It was in a sense,
right.
But you've got so much work to catch up on, which is it's not a bad thing, because obviously your academics are important, and they do stress that a lot.
It just seems bad at times because you're so busy. Yeah, and that's what college is
exactly.
about.
Exactly.
It's not going to be easy.
No.
Right.
But then that also relates to it being good in a way, because you have something that motivates you every day. Like for me, midweek I would be turning up to class, and like I said, I didn't even think I was going to go to university. So so for me, I was getting up I got class. I don't think I really missed a class.
Right.
And that motivates you on the field, because if you don't get your good grades, you're not going to play. Like you're not allowed to play.
Right.
That's part of the NCAA rules. So.
Did you get help academically?
Yeah.
I know most programs have tutors. And stuff.
We had a learning support officer as such.
Right.
We had tutors. Anything that you need, any help that you needed was there. But then that also going on to how it was good was, once you get all your work done, you're in a different country.
Right.
You're a different lifestyle. Like for me, in my first couple of years, I was just, everything I saw, I was just like, this is class.
Yeah. It's like new experience.
Awesome. I remember my first year, and I was there for about 2-3 weeks, and we were off to Colorado for a pre-season game.
Yeah.
Just driving through the mountains, and I was just like, this is nuts.
Yeah.
Since then, I think I've covered most states in the US, which I'm lucky enough to do through soccer. I've been to places that I could tell my friends back home that they'd never dream of doing.
Yeah.
So that's obviously the best thing about coming over here, is that she's got new experiences, and at first it was something I was a little bit homesick.
Yeah.
I'll say that. I'm sure everyone else could probably agree on it. Your first 2 weeks, you're in a new country, you don't have any friends.
Right.
But once you start and get in the swing of things, I got a network of friends that you tell me a place all around the world to go to right now, and I guarantee I've got a friend in that country. Yeah.
It's the same thing, man. I've got friends in Australia, South Africa, Asia. It's awesome. You make so many networks. I think that's what's amazing about States. You just meet people. You're opening your network up. So definitely agree with you on that one. If you could do this all over again, what would you do differently? Or would you still come to the States?
That is a tough one, to be fair. I'd for sure come to the States.
Would you start earlier in the process?
I think if I was to start even a year earlier, I stress it to some people on the phone at the moment, like start as soon as you can.
Yeah.
You know, just so you know, I just got off the phone to a young lad just then. You know, just so you can meet demands. So you set your goals. If I was to say that I was going to do the college process maybe a year in advance, you know, I've got my own goals. You know, I want to be this fit. I want to be, you know, in the gym, this physical shape. I want to, you know, have my academics prepared, because, you know, I know a lot of people that, you know, they're last minute trying to come over to the US and their academics aren't as great as they could be, which, you know, that lets them down when you're looking to go to a top Division 1 school or something.
Right. So what do you need to, athletes watching, I'm going to title this video as like, what do you need to get, say, qualify for a soccer scholarship, right? That's your story. What do we need? So to start with academics, what do we need ideally for
you can
a Division 1 soccer player?
Ideally, if you're on B grades, I think you need about 2.6 GPA, is it?
2.6 GPA. Well, 2.3 minimum.
Okay,
right,
so
right.
Ideally,
C grades.
That's an NCAA rule,
yeah.
And then throughout the school, they've got their own standard that needs to be met.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously you need good academics, good SAT score. That always helps.
What do you recommend for an SAT? Like 1,100?
Yeah, anything that and above. I think you're laughing.
So 1,100 SAT. You need to have at least C grades in your courses. If you're doing matric, that's going to be about a 70%, I think. That's Africa. If it's a abitur, I believe that's about a 2.5. GCSEs in England, C grades. So yeah, you just basically want to make sure you pass high school.
That touches on a lot. So based on some experiences of players that I've been playing with, academics have helped them out a lot. They've relied on an academic scholarship, because a lot of schools actually do offer an academic scholarship as well. So if you can get good grades, you're pretty much laughing when it comes to academics. You can get an athletic scholarship, and then you can get, you know, your academic scholarship as well.
Good stuff. So yes, academics is key. Sport. How good do you have to be as a soccer player? I mean, realistically, I've got guys. People are making questions on Instagram. I'm getting them. We're going to hit the questions as soon as you finish this. So
soccer-wise, you know, you don't even have to be top level. There's programs all around the country that, you know, if you
I'm thinking like D1.
Oh, so if you want to be a D1,
because that's what most of these people, like athletes, you strive for. Like you said, if you're not at the top, there is other programs for sure, but most people, if you can go for the top.
If you're aiming to be a top Division 1 athlete in the US, I'd highly recommend, you know, being an academy footballer, being around a good level. Like for me, I wasn't an academy footballer, like a professional academy footballer or soccer player, should we say?
Yeah.
But you know, I've had the opportunity to go to Division 1 based on, you know, how hard I'm working and, you know, trying to be above the rest of your team, regardless of where you're playing.
So if you're not academy, you can always go like D2.
I mean,
and then work your way up.
I know a lot of grassroots footballers that have got potential to play Division 1 or have in fact played Division 1.
Yeah.
Like not everyone has to come out of an academy to play Division 1 sports.
Yeah.
But you know, if you can get yourself into a top program somewhere, you're laughing. Then good academics on a top.
Perfect.
Program.
So soccer, let's recap it. Soccer youth academy level, you're looking at D1, SATs 1100, and pass your high school grades. You want a great course. If you have a bit less of everything, it's still possible. It's just going to be a different division.
Yeah.
Right?
And there's nothing wrong with that either.
No, you can always work your way up, and like you did. You started at NAIA and you transferred to D2 and became national champion.
Yeah, and
that's pretty cool. You can have that at home and wear your ring around the office.
I need to wear that a little bit more often.
We've got 2 champions in the office.
Yeah.
We've got George and we've got you. So we're going to get some more.
I think that one's a little bit bigger than George's ring.
I don't take George out. He'll go around and
He's not here right now.
We'll have some rings going over there. No, man, that's awesome. Look, thanks for sharing your story. Like, really appreciate it. Like, guys, if you want to connect with Llyod, especially you're a soccer player, Llyod and Joe do it on our team, do all the soccer stuff. Your email is Llyod
at ASM, and then also
ASM Scholarships.
.com. Also, if you want to look at Instagram, it'll be Llyod. It'll be Llyod ASM Scholarships, I think. Llyod ASM Scholarships.
Go follow him. Yeah. We'll post you a picture after this. We'll put it on there so you can follow Llyod. DM him any questions you have about soccer. He'd love to help you out. Let's take some Instagrams. Thank you guys for being patient on Instagram. So I saw a couple messages come out here, a few hellos. I saw one guy ask what position you played. What position were you, Llyod?
So I was actually a right back, and then
that's from Tim Seja.
And then at Charleston we played a 3-5-2.
So you switched.
So I went from right back to a right wing back role.
Yeah.
And then I also played right centre back. So you know I was quite versatile. I think the coach loved that about me.
That's good.
So that's a key. That's one key thing that we should have touched on. You know, don't just be sucked onto one position playing soccer wise. If you can kind of adapt to playing, you know, if you're a winger and you can play left and right and maybe
makes you more
up front, like a coach loves a player that can play versatile, especially if you've got a team like top Division 1 teams, for instance. You've got good lads in each position. So, you know, if you can be good at more than one position, that's key, I think.
How important was it for you, game footage?
Yeah, super important.
Because that's the one thing that we see come in, where you need to get better footage.
I stress that a lot to a lot of people. You know, if you look at it from a coaching perspective, if you're calling me up saying, you know, we've got so and so just come out of this academy, wants to play. Regardless of what it says about him, my first question is going to be, where's his game footage? And you know, if I'm looking at your game footage and you know it's all blurry and what I'm looking at's not great, that doesn't give off a good impression.
No, you got to make your highlight video like a trailer to a movie.
Exactly.
Something we spoke about before in other videos. You've got to like get that wow impact, so they want to watch more. Right.
Exactly.
Like, if you watch the Games of Thrones, if anyone watched that yesterday, they show these amazing trailers, and then you watch the series, and the final's not what you wanted. It normally it gets you wanting to watch it. Did you see that yesterday?
No, I'm not a Game of Thrones.
Oh man, everyone's like disappointed with the final.
I saw a couple of tweets and
it's funny. Some really funny memes. Some really funny memes. All right, let's go next question. Tom.Hill says, about to start the process now, and your staff are so helpful and good. Thanks, Tom. We appreciate it.
Tom, who are you speaking to?
Right. Let us know who you're talking to. Then we got J.PH22. What are the chances of making it to the MLS? We kind of touched on that, but you might want to talk a little bit more.
I mean, I wouldn't even know where to kind of start. The chances are, it's up to you at the end of the day. If you're working hard and you're playing the best you can at your college, then you know it's up to you if you want to progress to the next level. It's not about chances of what are the chances of someone going. It all comes down to you at the end of the day. You know, I can look back at mine and say like there's some areas where you know I should have been working harder on rather than going for a few beers. You know, like sometimes it comes down to certain things. You know, like it comes down to
how bad you want it.
Exactly.
How bad you want it. Like, here's the thing: if you're not in college sports, it's probably going to be zero chance you making it to MLS. And here's why: the players that are recruiting from overseas in MLS are players like Wayne Rooney, David Beckham. They tend to be the guys and girls who are kind of coming to the end of their careers at the Premiership level. They come over then because they're good for marketability. The players they recruit early, nearly 90% come from college sports.
I think we've had about 7 or 8 from ASM, right?
Yeah, we had a few this year make it. So like, but that's where they go. They go to college sports. They're pre-ready. They're ready to go. They've been trained, and they recruit them in. Then the big players you see, they tend to come from overseas for the last couple of years. That's what they're doing right now. Now that could change over time, but right now that's what they do. That's why we have experts in our program like Anok who play for Leeds United at Premiership level, and then he's been on our program now helping the guys who graduate our university programs to connect you to MLS teams. He lives here, he knows all the MLS clubs, all the USL clubs. So he's actually, we've got a player now from the UK he's going to help with. Your Swansea.
Yeah, hopefully we're gonna have a little meeting tomorrow, and hopefully he can get into a top program. But, every team there's a new team seems to be coming up every few months.
Like Beckham's got a new team coming now, so your chances are getting higher because there's more teams coming, right? But here's your problem: more people are getting interested. So you got to get out here to a good program. You heard about it, right? Akron, they had 7 players. Your program had 1. So the better program you can get to, the better chance you're going to have. But you have to work hard and really, really want it. If you have a good team around you, it's going to be easier because they can open doors for you. So your chances are high if you really work hard, but you've got to put the work in. Right. Okay, so we had another question here from Rory.Kinred. Where are you based now?
So we're in West Palm Beach, Florida. A beautiful location, helps us out a lot as well. I can just drive about 20 minutes down the road, go speak to the FAU coach. We've got time zones as well. That's a key thing that we're good for in being in Florida. A lot of coaches, especially if we're bringing guys out from Europe, when they're going to bed, we can kind of be speaking to coaches.
So much easier, man. Yeah. That's why like when I first started agency, I was in Europe, I came to America. It's just so much easier to get on the phone with a coach, same time zone. Like Europe, you're 5 to 6 hours behind. So it's difficult because if you want to hit the West Coast,
3 hours behind us.
They're 3 hours behind us. So that means you're like 8 hours behind Europe. It's even harder, right? So that's why we moved over here. Jack.Warner says, are you getting an office opened up in the UK? If so, when? Yes, we are in Manchester next week or 2 weeks' time. Alex is in the other room. I can see him. He's going to be joining the team. Hey, Alex. You can come say hello. Come say hello. Alex is a guy. He's from England. Where are you from? Liverpool.
Rugby player.
Just you got the big game coming up soon, huh?
That's
in 2 weeks.
1st of June.
You
got
back. 1st of June. When's the Champions League? That's soon.
Yeah, 1st of June.
That's the 1st of June.
1st of June. Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be a good game. So here's how you might.
Yeah, you're right, guys. Yeah, I think it's Jack. Yeah, I've been speaking to Jack.
I think if you come here, I can't see you on Instagram. On the YouTube one, I can see you.
Oh,
there he is. I can see you now on Instagram. I think you're coming. It's a bit delayed. Bit delayed. It's very
Must
delayed.
be. I'm right here, aren't I?
Very delayed.
So anyway, Alex is going to be with his brother Mark, his twin. If you haven't seen our team video, watch that. You see his brother twin. And then Tom also was youth academy level, right?
Yeah, Tom played at Blackburn Rovers for about 6 years, and then moved out to UMBC, which is a Division 1 school on a full ride. And now he's working here helping athletes.
So them three will be in Manchester.
Yes.
June the 1st, I think.
June the 1st, yeah.
Right, because you fly back the 31st.
Fly back on the 31st.
You're not going to miss the game, are you?
No.
Just to get back in time.
I'll get back in the
morning. If your flight gets delayed, man. If your flight gets delayed.
No chance.
Alright, so yeah, we'll be putting their details on our website, on Instagram, so you can connect with them. They'll be back in Manchester in 2 weeks. Thanks, Alex. Appreciate it, bro.
Thanks, man.
Then Jack.Warner says, currently talking with Alex. Talking to you, bro.
Yeah,
Jack, speaking of you. And so Knock both really have helped me through the process. Hey, they're good guys, man. So you're already talking to a Knock, right? Which is great because a Knock is the next step in the program where he's going to look after you throughout college for the pro stuff. So like Alex, the team, they're going to do the beginning stuff through college support, but a Knock's going to look at the pro stuff. So it's good you're already talking to a Knock, mate. Well done. Then we've got Tim says, how is your soccer network in Canada? Which is actually very good. There's not as many schools though. I'd say if you want to be, depends what you want. If you want to be a pro, I probably would go out there.
I mean, yeah, Canada's
more flat academics.
Yeah, Canada's not bad for soccer, but you know, USA is obviously where it's at. I think from a personal standpoint.
Yeah, definitely. If you want to be a pro, that leads you to another question here. M4RR1am_10. Have any female soccer players made it pro? A ton. It's actually easier.
It's one of the biggest growing sports in the US. Yeah,
we've had a ton of female soccer players go pro. It's much easier because there's more opportunities for them. There's more, the US league here is like the biggest in the world for female soccer.
Yeah, the US national team, for instance, they've got a bit of a better name than the men's soccer one at the moment. So.
Yeah. Then we got Joshua Vandenberg _14. What requirements are for a rugby scholarship? We're doing soccer today, but if you want to DM us, we'll get in touch with you straight after this video. So definitely DM us, Joshua, and then we'll help you. Where's the age one? Oh yeah, Priscilla says, at what age did you start thinking about playing in the US?
Probably about 17, but you know that was quite late to the process.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd highly recommend that if you're young, maybe 15, 16 year old, even we're dealing with some 14-year-olds at the moment, but you know, if you're inspiring to get to that top level and you think the USA is the path you want to take, I know for a fact that we think that's the path you should take. I would get to it, you know, get it on your mind as soon as possible.
Just reach out.
Yeah.
Like, how about DM us, get in touch. Like Josh, you just said how to get rugby scholarship. DM us, man, because like.
The more information you get, the better. It doesn't hurt anyone, right? Knowing more about what you want to do.
We're going to give you free evaluation, just like figure it out for you, give you a game plan so you know what's possible. Same for G.McCrystal22, how to get a golf scholarship. We're doing soccer scholarships today, but you need to talk to me because I do golf. So DM ASM Scholarships, and I'll reach out to you, McCrystal22, about the golf scholarship stuff. So yeah, I hope you found this video really useful about soccer scholarships. Look, again, this is what it's all about, right?
Yeah.
Winning these is pretty awesome.
Some good memories.
Because you get memories, you get a trophy, you get bragging rights, you get this cool ring. Is it gold?
Silver.
Is that diamonds in it?
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at this. Look at that. You get this cool ring, man. That's pretty cool. You can wear that. If you wear that in America, you're the boss.
I know.
If you go around like wearing a ring like that, everyone knows you're an athlete.
It's a bit too big for my hand, I think, for the minute.
Alright guys, thank you for watching Instagram Live, we really appreciate it. Do check us out on Instagram Live this week. We have another cool prize. We gave away the laptop MacBook Air last week. We have some new prize coming this week. We're going to put that up on Wednesday, so stay tuned for that. If you're watching on YouTube, thanks for watching it. Please subscribe to watch plenty more videos to come, and we look forward to helping you in your sports recruitment future, helping you become a champion.
Make sure you get a DM. Get us DMs. Llyod ASM Scholarships again.
We'll take a photo and post on stories so you can follow Lloydie. Yeah. He needs to get some followers. He's got his new ASM. He's trying to build his followers up. Cool. Guys, thanks for watching. Take care. Again, DM us if you need any help. Let's do it. Oh, and as we roll out, wait a minute. Before we roll out, we've got to put your Coming Home to West Virginia song. Because that's the school you went to.